I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Welcome in. How's everybody doing? It is Thursday, June 5th. We welcome you into another edition of the Daily Puck Drop. We go live both on YouTube and Twitter to watch us. I'm not sure why people want to watch us. Also, you can listen to the show live on the Puck Sports mobile app. Download it today to your phone. iPhone users, Android users, all users. No app for the flip phones, but you can listen to us on the move, on the go, on the Puck Sports mobile app. Also, listen to us in Apple CarPlay as well. Now, if you miss any of the live show or you come into it a little bit late, we're up on YouTube, Puck Sports. When you're there, please subscribe to the channel, like the channel. We put the show up there right at noon. Also, on your favorite podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast. And, of course, you find everything up at pucksports.com, including Puck the Picker, Majors Pool back next week for the U.S. Open. Sign up today if you'd like to be a part of that. All details there. And if you want to be a Puck's Posse member, which gets you access to everything we do, live shows, you're supporting Puck Sports and the Daily Puck Drop, but you get bonus shows as well, which includes this week's Sports Pit, by the way, that features Mitch Levy, 90 minutes of Levy, Steve Sandmeyer, Matt Stretch Johnson telling stories, and it's hilarious. It's pay the $5 just for the Steve Sandmeyer, Barbara Hedges story. I did not include it in the free 20 minutes we played yesterday. Did not include in that. Just stay for that because it's just unbelievable how funny it is. Mitch will be with us today. He joins us live, well, kind of live, in the Daily Puck Drop. We tape it in the mornings, but then we play back during the live show, the full Mitch Levy, Mitch Unfiltered episode. I guess we're calling it KJ-Arent. All right, KJ-Arent. I always have a problem saying it. It's Chapter 5 of KJ-Arent today. From a hotel room. But then once the live show is over, that goes away. And if you want to watch or listen to it, so if you missed the first part of it, you've got to be a Puck's Posse member. Again, go to pucksports.com. All right, Daily Puck Drop. We're broadcasting live from the Limbeck Lumber Studios. Contractors, they got free deliveries, everything from whole house packages to homeowner DIY projects, largest stock moldings in the Northwest, old school service because they've been doing it since 1930. Give them a call. 206-782-3487. Visit them online at limbecklumber.com. Follow me on all the social media platforms, Puck Sports on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. We put our video clips up there, Puck_sports. Also find us on Facebook there as well. All right, coming up on the show today, quick rundown. We'll get briefly touching on the M's falling apart. Mike Garafolo will join us in about 5 minutes or so. Get caught up on all things in the National Football League as he continues to join us year-round, all brought to you by Hartley and Hartley Insurance and Zogs on Fox Island. Big thanks to those guys, Jamie and Andrew. Brad Adams swings on by before he jets out on a road trip. It's family trip for the Mariners. We'll talk about the disastrous of homestand it was for the Mariners before they wrap it up today. And then Mitch Unfiltered joins us around 11 o'clock or so. And then we wrap up the show with Hey, What the Puck. But let's start first with the Los Marineros as they will conclude their series today against the Orioles. And no matter what happens, it is a terrible homestand for this team. Just terrible. And especially a series against the team that you have no business losing 2 out of 3 to. And now have the possibility, and maybe as you listen to this later, it's already happened, where they're swept by the Orioles. But it's a reoccurring theme that has reared its ugly head here on this homestand and really the last month of baseball for them. In something that they were trying to obviously change, and they did at times at the end of last year and even in the beginning of this year. But now the offense is falling into that same trap that they've fallen into. And the numbers reflect that, especially on this homestand. They're striking out at a 24% clip. They've done a nice job of eliminating the strikeouts. Now, again, that's not astronomically high above the league average, but it's above the league average. They're only walking 5% of the time. So what was finding them success in the beginning of the season was not striking out as much, getting on base percentage, and then hitting home runs, which they haven't. That was the formula of success, which is funny because it was working in the beginning of the season. But what I would imagine Dan Wilson and Edgar Martinez at the end of last year and then getting into this season wanted to try to get and build an offensive round was, again, multiple hits, extending the inning, keep the train moving. And it's just something they've never done this year. They still don't hit doubles. You know, they don't do that. And which is problematic, especially in that ballpark, which they should be, especially from your center fielder. Should just be killing the league in doubles. Should just be a doubles machine. And so now with the home runs dipping, and if Cal dips at all, and we all know this, if he dips at all, I mean, Jesus, they got no offense. A curious decision again today by Dan Wilson, and I just would like to understand his thinking on this one. Now, I've always had more of an old school approach that I always want to put my best hitter third. You know, and I understand the old school thought process and of hitting a guy who hits the ball out of the ballpark like he does strike out a little much, and Cal Raleigh of hitting him cleanup. But when he's your best hitter on your team, I mean the best hitter, and then a guy who on the homestand is here hitting 0.87 right now in Jorge Polanco. Why in the world? And I'm sure it will be asked after the game today, especially if they lose and struggle. Why in the world is Cal Raleigh hitting cleanup today and Jorge Polanco is hitting second? It makes no sense to have your best hitter potentially not getting an at-bat there in the first inning. Very curious decision there by Dan Wilson not to do it. But last night was just the same thing. No offense. Bullpen lets him down. Carlos Vargas. Good pitching performance there for Emerson Hancock, but I don't know. And then the Mitch Garver thing, get him out. We got it. No more Mitch Garver. Call up Harry Ford. I don't care, but no more Mitch Garver. The M's falling apart. We'll see if they can avoid the sweep today at the hands of the vaunted Baltimore Orioles. All right. Every Thursday, 10:10, we talk a little football, National Football League, with the number one NFL news media maker in all of the land, Mike Garafolo, you're from a new setup today. Hello, Mikey G.
Yeah, well, we moved.
You moved.
We're in a temporary apartment where our place is getting renovated.
Okay.
So the hardest part of this is that the office has been disabled. So as you've noticed, because you watched the Insiders the last two nights, Puck, I've been from the Giants facility. They are so gracious to let me use their camera. It's, supposed to be 15 minutes away. It's been 35 to 45 minutes the last two nights to get there. Tonight we have a weekend. The weekend is playing MetLife Stadium 3 straight nights. I didn't think he was a stadium guy, and I didn't think he was a stadium guy to sell out 3 straight nights. So the next 2 nights I got to leave even earlier to beat that traffic, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I looked on the secondary market, and it looked like you can get floor seats for like $350. So that tells me that it probably shouldn't have been 3 nights, right, for the weekend. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the weekend doesn't scream stadium guy.
Apparently, this tour has been going on since he did the Super Bowl halftime. So I think that they used that as a launching pad, and maybe early on it was selling out, and now it's like, because like the Taylor Swift Eras tour to the end, I think it's over now.
Wait,
was a hot ticket. This one doesn't seem like it is so much.
When did the weekend play in the Super Bowl? What, like 2 years ago?
That was the COVID year. So that was 2020. So yeah, this
He's
tour
still been touring.
This tour has been going on since apparently 2021, 22, something like that. So yeah, it's. Listen, God bless. I'm sure he's not losing money tonight, but
sure.
Yeah.
Well, the setup looks good. Mike joins us every Thursday.
I hung this by myself yesterday. Here I go.
Oh, you're great. It's wonderful. It's all brought to you by Hartley and Hartley Insurance, your trusted family-owned insurance experts in the Puget Sound area since 1978. Honesty, fairness, integrity. Contact Jamie Hartley at 253-565-8700, but he's probably on the golf course. Also, Zogs on Fox Island, perfect spot to grab a cold beer. Weather's great. Go hang out there with friends. Catch the game. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram for their hours. Hey, it's the off season, so we gotta create everything, right? It just doesn't matter. We get these. You get a little bit of, you get something, and then you're like, let's blow it up. Sam Darnold threw 2 interceptions in OTAs.
Is that where that began?
Yes. This is exactly. Here's the best part of this stupid story.
Yeah,
the best part. So it's during OTAs.
Mm-hmm.
In the red zone, he throws 2 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
The best part is the defense knows the play.
Yeah.
They know what they're running. It's like called out what they're running. And Love, I think it's Julian Love, just steps in front of it because he knows what play's coming.
Yeah.
And now people are like, oh, Sam Darnold. I don't know. I mean, is there a chance? Is there a chance he doesn't start this year, Mike? And Mike Macdonald's like, basically told these guys, are you fucking stupid? That's what he said. Like, you're just dumb? Of course we paid the guy $55 million. It's OTAs. It's like the second one. Yeah, he's starting.
We ran the clip on the air last night, and I said, this is where I usually say, well, he didn't say that they were crazy. He said the question was crazy, but no, he legitimately said, you guys are crazy. Yes. So, Jalen Milroe is, he'll be a package guy, so he'll be part of it. And, if Sam Darnold does struggle during the season and the Milroe package leads to some plays, you're going to get the clamoring for sure. But the notion that this could be something that's on the table at this point is crazy. Yes, it is crazy. And,
the first time, what's going to happen. Jim and I even talked about this the other day. The first time in a I always want to call it spring training. I had so much baseball in my mind. In the preseason
training camp.
Try now. But even in a preseason game.
Oh, in a live game, yeah.
That Jalen Milroe takes off. He's going to have a spectacular run. Yeah. Like breaks the contain and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to be like, and then Sam Darnold, let's say in that same game, doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Maybe throws a pick. People are going to be like, oh, I'm telling you, this is Russell Wilson, Matt Flynn all over again.
Okay. Well, I would hope that those people would realize that Justin Fields is now on his 3rd team and got benched for Russell Wilson being a shell of himself last season. Which is, listen, yeah, I don't mean Russ is like should be done. He's not what he was.
Sure.
The point being that these spectacular plays are nice and that's good, but you still have to win from the pocket in the NFL, and you have to prove that you can manipulate defenses and that you're not going to be fooled by defenses. And Jalen Milroe's got a ways to go before that happens. With Darnold, and listen, going back to your point about the defense knowing the play, I always wondered how that, it was a high school level where I played, but, sometimes I'd be on the scout team or sometimes going up against the scout team. They go, run it again, run it. But they know what we're about, how we're supposed to practice this. And are they taking a dive on this? They're going to have to, right? Or sort of. Yeah. So that's always a difficult thing. Plus and this is why the OTA and training camp the stats, because a guy goes, I'm learning a new system, number one, right? You're sometimes taking reps with guys who aren't starters, sometimes taking reps against guys who are starters and sometimes not as well. And sometimes you go, let me see if I can fit this ball in there, right? I can't. Probably shouldn't do that in a live game, right?
Yeah.
That's what's happening. So, it's way too early for that kind of stuff. And I'm glad that Macdonald shut it down and defended his guy and made it clear that he's not going to have those conversations.
Well, you're a baseball guy. It's just, to me, it's a lot like spring training, right? The starting pitcher comes out in the first few, spring training games, and everyone, if he doesn't go well, everyone panics. Well, but the guy's like, I'm like working on a couple of different things. I don't really care what the results are.
Yeah.
So don't panic. Let's just wait till the season starts. It's got the same reaction. But there's a lot of it's split in this town on him. And we talked about Sam Darnold, I think, last week or a couple of weeks ago. It's very like people just they don't know what to expect. I would venture to say that the majority of people in this town feel like it's not going to work. Like it's just not going to work out, and they're going to get the bad Sam Darnold. And so when they see in an OTAs that he threw a couple picks, it's just reaffirming this belief that everyone has, or a lot of people have out here, that this is it's not going to go well.
I would add one more thing, and maybe the average fan doesn't realize this. Not every OTA session is open to the media, so it's usually every third, I believe. So any player could be tearing it up for 67% of OTAs. And if all of them are closed to the media, you're going to think he's having the worst spring in the history of the NFL. So that is another factor that you've got to take into consideration on this one. Training camp, everything opens up, and preseason certainly is for all eyes to see. So I would just listen, I'm not sitting here, I'm not going to be House Oregon and say, oh, well, they clearly know what they're doing, and Sam Darnold's going to hit the ground running, and he's going to I'm curious myself. He didn't bring Justin Jefferson with him. Mm-hmm. He didn't bring Kevin O'Connell with him. It's Clint Kubiak. It's a different system. It's Jackson Smith and Jigba and Cooper Kupp, not the big outside receiver. That guy, they traded that guy away as well. So I can't wait. I'm curious to see it. And John Schneider and his staff certainly know football and have made incredibly smart football decisions over the time that they've been there. So I'm leaning toward, they see something here, and they think that wasn't just a dome stadium friendly system, really good targets around him, that stuff can translate to playing for the Seahawks as well. Can't wait to see it play out.
Well, and then here's the other thing too. I can't wait to play out, and I don't know if this will be more of a national storyline, or it will definitely be a local storyline. Will be, how does this team do compared to how Pete Carroll's going to do in Vegas? Because they're going to be compared to each other, how they play. Yeah. How does Geno do versus Sam Darnold? How does Pete do with back in the NFL? And, and I think there's people out here that my God, what if Pete gets there with Chip Kelly and Geno Smith, and they're on fire, and he's got the same energy. He's bouncing all around. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are struggling. And it's just, people are going to be like, God, did we make the wrong move?
Well, especially because in Pete's case, if they go 8-9 and don't make the playoffs, that's considered a success, right? Because the bar is going to be low there. So he can win, it'll be late in the season. Let's say the Seahawks are struggling, right? Let's say they're battling to make that playoff spot, and it's like they go 9-8, 8-9, and Pete's right on their tails, and they go, well, Pete did it with a lesser roster, so that's certainly what they're going to be up against. You can't approach that inside the building. You've just got to do what you think is best for your team right now, because Pete Carroll and everything, including Geno Smith that you're seeing there, is in the past. They feel good about the young guys that they've added, feel like they've had some good springs, it sounds like. They feel good about their free agent pieces, and they feel good about the quarterback right now. Let's get into it. This is helmets only time of the year. Let's get them padded up. Let's get them popping. I think there are I really think it's a fascinating year in the NFL. I think it's as wide open as we have ever seen. Yeah. I really do believe that. I think you're going to see 4 to 5 legitimate Super Bowl contenders in each conference. Usually the numbers in single digits. I think you're going to be into the double digits of these are the number of teams that could legitimately win the Super Bowl this year.
What is it do you think that Pete has to prove? Is there anything he needs to prove? Maybe to himself?
No, I don't think to himself. I think he never lost confidence. I think he thought he should have continued in Seattle. I think he certainly believes that he's got the energy. I think he's proved it already. I know that we see the age as a number type thing, and he's a different dude, man. He's wired, and just talking to him in the spring when I saw him at the league meeting, I'm like, this is the same guy. This is the same guy that I remember in Seattle the whole way. No. It's unbelievable. He is certainly a specimen, and should probably be studied in 30 years when he's dead, which would make him 100 probably more. It might be more than 30 years. It is
amazing. It really is. I've always wanted to interview him and not talk anything about football. I just want, what is it that you
do? Careful with that.
I don't want info. I want to know what he does. Like, what are you doing? What are you eating? How are you this? You're 70 and you look like you're in your 30s for crying out loud.
I think a lot of times that's born too. A lot of that, I don't, because even now, like, I try to do the healthy thing and I'll work out and I'll be like, well, I'm tired because I worked out. Pete Carroll will get energy from working out, so it's sort of some people are always kind of sort of on and credit to him because he channels it into positive energy because it can go the other way too.
Sure.
But yeah, I think, listen, call him up. He's got time the next couple of months here. I think
I need a pep talk.
His class is done. I don't think he's teaching over the summer, though maybe he is. Who knows? He is the same Pete Carroll. And it sounds like it's registering with the players there, including the veterans.
Yeah. Who is, I always love this, but as we go into the season, and obviously we're months away from starting, who are some of the guys, head coaches that will enter the 25 season on the quote hot seat?
Brian Daboll for sure. You can put him on the hot seat. Nobody else in the NFC East. Let's go to NFC North. I think you're pretty much safe there because everybody's new or successful in the last couple of years. Raheem Morris, I think he's got to show something in Atlanta. I know he's got a young quarterback there. So let's see Raheem. Todd Bowles done an incredible job. Probably going to get an extension coming up soon. Kellen Moore is new. Who else did I miss in the South? Dave Canales doing a great job there. It'd be a pretty light year as I'm going through all this stuff. NFC West, Shanahan, Macdonald, McVay, Jonathan Gannon. Like, this is 3 year. Year 3 for Arizona. So let's see Gannon, and they feel good about what they're doing there. So let's see Gannon. As you get into the AFC East, you've got Vrabel's new, Glenn is new, McDaniel. Let's see a little something in Miami from Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, because let me stop it. It feels like the luster's off him a little bit. He was the hot shot. Looks cool. Looks like he's in Scarface 2, and he's very good in the press conferences. But I mean, really, the success has not been there. Yeah, it was early on, but it's certainly
he's got to be successful this year. And I've got some questions about them and the way that they're structuring their roster. And now you're going to trade away Jalen Ramsey as well, potentially. I mean, they waited too long on that one. I don't know why they waited till after the draft or right up against the draft to announce that was happening. Where are we? AFC. So Sean McDermott's an interesting one. I don't think he's in danger, but you've got to capitalize at some point. Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. I know they don't feel like they're a 3-14 team.
Yeah,
it's a very tough schedule. And it's also a quarterback situation where how the heck is this? Of the 4, like, who's your guy that's going to lead you to 9 wins? I don't know who it is. The Mike Tomlin thing is interesting to me. Like, at some point, that's got to come to an end one way or another, right? And if you just keep churning these 9-8 seasons with no direction at the quarterback position, and we don't know, I don't have enough answers for you right now as to what the team's going to look like because we don't know about Aaron Rodgers at this point. So I still keep one eye on Tomlin, thinking that this is no revelation if I say we're closer to the end of the Tomlin era than the beginning of the Tomlin era because we're going on 20 years here. But it's like, at some point, is it just going to be better for those sides to kind of go their separate ways?
It feels very Pete Carroll like, though. A lot of success. They get in the postseason. They don't make any moves there.
Listen, it was time for Andy Reid in Philly back in 2011, 2012, or whenever that was. Like, at some point, it just runs its course.
Well, and then what are their options at quarterback? Like, I mean, are they just still it's like the Aaron Rodgers thing just still dangling out there for them? I mean, right now on their roster, it's Mason Rudolph. They drafted Will Howard, and they got Skylar Thompson. I mean, you're not winning with that group.
The other option would be Kirk Cousins, but the deeper you get into that, and Cousins, I think, is sort of announced this now to you want me, I will be your backup. At some point, it's going to be better for me to stay the backup than to go somewhere else. And I got to learn. Like, I missed the entire spring with my next team because he's got the no trade clause, so he could block it and say, and you know what? I'll stay here. Michael Penix will struggle. At least this is a system that I've become familiar with over the last season. I think that was so he's sort of been in and out of OTAs and workouts, but he showed up for day 1 of workouts. And my understanding, nobody's really said this, but reading between the lines was like if you mess around and don't trade me soon enough, I will stay here. I'll be your backup. And that's not going to be really good for anybody involved. Now, the Falcons will tell you, well, we told you all along we were happy to keep him as the backup. Yeah. I don't believe that was ever the number one plan, but I believe it was the fallback plan of like, hey, that's fine. We'll just keep him. We got to pay the money anyway.
What would the besides the Steelers, who else would be out there that would be a landing spot for him?
As somebody that gets hurt, which may be what Rodgers is waiting for too, as well. I mean, I know everybody said, and he indicated that like, oh, there's a team. I still think he's like, maybe I'll sit here and wait and see if somebody gets hurt, and then all of a sudden. Because remember how much clamoring there was for Tom Brady when he got hurt 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Rodgers will be the guy. As soon as somebody gets banged up, it's like, okay, you turn it over to the backup, or you sign Aaron Rodgers and bring him in, because it's going to have to be a team that, case in point, Buffalo, I just mentioned them. Like if Josh Allen went down, and I'm knocking on wood, Josh, I'm not wishing it on you, but if he went down, that's not a team that's just like, well, we'll just turn over the backup. Like, no, this is we don't have an infinite window here. That would be the kind of team that would say, well, we got to sign Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. Who did we go through? Who the Colts? I can't even. Who's the head coach of the Colts?
Shane Steichen. Now that's
right.
The interesting one there.
I can't even remember who the coach was.
It's basically a change in ownership. Not that it's. Yeah. I mean, the daughters have been involved, but it's anytime it's a new owner with a chance to make decisions unchecked, you always say, okay, I don't care who the head coach or GM is. These guys are now on watch, no matter who. So. They have to win, and it looks like Richardson's hurt. Looks like Daniel Jones is going to wind up having a chance to really close out the spring by making a statement and then beating out Anthony Richardson. And you're going into this kind of season with Daniel Jones as your quarterback. We'll see. Did
the Ragnow decision catch the Lions by surprise, or did they see this coming?
No, and I believe, and I don't know how much has been reported. I've been moving, so my head's been elsewhere. I believe that there were discussions about like, we're willing to sweeten your contract but his body is, and it's funny because I said like the guy didn't miss games. They're like, dude, he is hurting. Like his body has been through a lot. And I get it. I've heard that, but you always hear that and you go, well, the guy's out there on Sunday. Like Jason Kelce, his last couple of years was so banged up, his knee, his elbow. And then he's out there and he's playing at a Pro Bowl level. It really is unbelievable what these guys are able to do and what they're able to play through a lot of times. So I think that there was a financial discussion saying, if you want to stay and play again, we're willing to sweeten the pot for you to give you that reward to battle through that stuff. And in the end, Ragnow was like, I'm done. I'm done. And listen, how done do you have to be to walk away from all that money, right?
I mean, done. Just a pain, and especially that position too.
Yeah.
Sometimes
guys go, look, I've already made more money than I'll ever spend. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So you can throw all that money on top of it. My life is not going to change.
Okay.
So that has to be where it is. And look, I give the guy credit for playing at the level that he played to while playing through everything that he did.
All right, so I know you're not going to tune in. I know you got your NBA's to the side, but listen, when you watch and tune it in tonight, you're a Pacers fan tonight, okay? We're rooting for the Pacers. It's all Pacers. Cannot let this team win the championship. Even though they're going to win it and they're going to obliterate Indiana, we can't let them do it.
Is that are they heavily favored to win the series?
Yes, heavily favored.
What's heavily favored?
Like minus 750.
Minus 750. Like
Yeah, they're just heavy favorites to win the whole thing. They're gonna most likely
for an NBA final.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
That seems. I mean, I'm not. Yeah. That seems really ridiculous. Like you don't usually. I mean, that seems like Bulls against the Blazers years ago.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like so it could get real ugly. It's gonna get real ugly here in Seattle. We're not gonna be happy about it. They're going to start flashing this crap up. First championships in 79. BS.
Whose fault is that? Who are you blaming for that?
Howard Schultz. So don't go to Starbucks, please. If you can fight the year, just don't do it. Don't give the man his money. Don't do it.
Is he still involved there? I thought he's
somehow, some way.
I'm sure he's got stock, right?
I don't know. Is his kid still going after rap?
The Chargers schedule release. Did you see that?
I saw. I saw. Didn't they have to take it down? Or no?
No, that was the Colts. The Colts did the Minecraft Minecraft, and they didn't get Microsoft's approval.
But the Chargers did it with the fight between Schultz and Rap.
Yes, but the Chargers had the disclaimers in the front and the back that Minecraft is a Microsoft. I listen. I don't think that my latte or not lack of latte is going to change
know.
Howard Schultz's life. So
I
I
know.
any way I can contribute to help make you feel better. To help. I mean, the hat is fantastic. I love the hat.
It's a great hat.
Is that a new hat or is that just one you've had all these years?
I've had this for a number of years, but it's like it's a newer old
Vintage,
style.
right?
Yeah.
Like a vintage purchase, or Mitchell and Ness makes a lot of the old
Exactly
stuff.
right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. What's the company out there? Ebbetsfield Flannels. They're out there, right?
Yep. Ebbetsfield Flannels out here.
They made
Good one.
my New York Knights jacket and my hat that I've worn. So yeah.
Great store. All right. Good luck with the move.
We're in, man. Like I'm telling you that behind me was it's staggering. And I sent a group text out thanking. I mean, I sound like a 20-year-old, but thanking my parents, thanking my wife's parents for the move. Like we needed 10 people to get this thing done. As a matter of fact, Moishi's moving. I don't know. Maybe that's probably just a local one here. Moishi's moving was who we hired for this one. Yeah. And they have yet to come collect their bins. They're coming today between the hours of 12 and 4. That's a bathroom behind it that you really can barely get to. You can actually get to it now, but day one, I think it's a 2-bedroom apartment. I think we vastly overestimated how much stuff we have, underestimated how much room we were going to have. And there were boxes upon boxes behind me. And I was like, what did we?
No one likes to move. The worst.
This was 10 times. Like I told him, I said, thank you, everybody. I said, this was a bad one. This was a bad one. So let's do it again in 6 months after the renovations.
That'll be fabulous. All right. Good luck. We'll see you next week. There he is. Mike Garafolo, NFL Network, talking NFL every single week with us. Again, brought to you by Hartley & Hartley Insurance and Zogs on Fox Island. Hartley & Hartley Insurance, your trusted family-owned insurance experts in the Puget Sound area since 1978. Honesty, fairness, integrity. Contact Jamie Hartley, 253-565-8700. Zogs on Fox Island, great spot to grab a cold beer, hang out with friends, catch the game. Check out their hours on Facebook and Instagram. Big thanks to Andrew and Jamie for signing up one more year to bring you Mike Garafolo every single week. All right, we get back to some baseball. We touched on at the beginning of the show. Our weekly appearance with Brad Adam. We catch up with Brad early in the morning. He's getting off. Oh, that didn't come out right, did it? He currently is getting off. Jesus. He's currently getting on a plane to travel to, he's going into work to do the game, and then he's going to get on a plane, travel to Anaheim. I'm a mess for it's the family trip for the Mariners. So we talk about that on the show. Harry Ford, Cole Young, struggles of the offense, weekly appearance with Brad Adam. He's not getting off yet. All brought to you by John Howie Steak and Whiskey by John Howie. How much fun they're having. This could be you. Go visit John Howie Steak today. Voted #1 restaurant in Seattle by the readers of Seattle Magazine. Classic steakhouse with the best selection of hand-cut steaks from USDA Prime to Japanese A5 Wagyu. Book your next reservation today at johnhowiesteak.com. Brad Adam now joins us from Root Sports. He's brought to you by the world-renowned John Howie Steak, classic steakhouse. Best selection of hand-cut steaks from USDA Prime to Japanese A5 Wagyu. Also, Whiskey by John Howie, which features global selections of rare and well-done whiskeys with something for everyone. The backdrop does not look like you're in John Howie Steak.
No, this is be the girls' room. But what's nice, Puck, is they've got this little vanity mirror here for their makeup, and the lights are on. I think it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, you look good. You look real good.
Thank you. Good morning. Yeah, hectic morning already, Puck. One of those
hectic
mornings.
Morning. I know it's busy for you.
Packing up, trying to go. I got the family trip with the Mariners, which is great. So everybody's going except my kids, and they're mad. They weren't invited.
Oh,
just me and Mama down there in Anaheim
is that
for
what
the weekend.
They do? Is that what they do for the broadcasters? Like you can bring one, but they can't bring them all.
Oh no, you can bring them all.
They just chose
not to.
Okay, good to know. Oh, you made the choice to say I don't want you guys to come.
Yeah, you have school, and
this
I'm
is
not
mom and dad's time.
This is a weekend of mom and dad. Yeah, because we stay on the beach, and it's like, you know what? Let's just get a couple nights without.
Good for you.
And they're like, we want to come, but no. So, but now I'm worried that there might be a little revenge, Puck, because the three of them are going to stay here alone for 3 nights while we're gone.
So party or no party?
I'm going to say some friends over, but no party.
Okay.
I'm going to say no party, but I more than that, I would be more okay with that. And I'm worried about them killing each other. So, yeah, I'm worried about how it's going to go. I might have to have people like welfare checks, just see if they're alive, basically. I don't know.
Okay, so is it the whole trip that the family is on?
Yes.
Or just it's the Angels and Diamondbacks?
Correct. And you are allowed to bring
too much time.
Spouse, kids, nanny, girlfriend if you don't have a wife.
Mistress?
Other girlfriend, mistress, whatever you want to do. Yeah. And it's nice.
That's not your
team.
wife.
Wait a
who's
second.
that?
Yeah. It's a different room is what that is.
How do the wives of the players get along with, let's say, the girlfriends? There's always like a click. There's always clicks with that.
I'll report back.
Yeah,
I guess.
Wives
but you're
kind
right.
of in their own little group. Oh, they're not.
And then the guys that
They're not officially
get a girlfriend for the trip.
Is that
really your girlfriend? You never know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Is that a girlfriend?
Is that a girlfriend?
Are there activities planned? Oh, there's all that. There's like a dinner and all this stuff.
Yes, they do a great job. They do one trip a year, and this is the one. And they do activities every day, and another
games,
family games, a family bus to the stadium, an extra bus home. They do a really good job. But what upset me a little bit this year, and again, it's just me, Puck, being selfish. There's so many people coming, so many kids, so many strollers and pack and plays that they sent out a note saying there's no room for golf clubs on the trip.
And you're going to
Anaheim, where I got a buddy, the club right next to
going
and
to
then
Phoenix.
we stay on the course in Phoenix.
Well, hey, chipsticks.
Chipsticks?
Ship them down. Ship them down to Arizona.
And then just go play a little bit, but then ship them back.
Play and then ship them back.
Yeah, I don't know how much that is, but yeah.
Well, probably
what do you
not.
think that is?
Probably not cheap, but I don't know. But sacrifice has a cost.
Yeah, you're right. And it was funny, Puck. You'll appreciate this. So I'm telling my wife this. I'm like, man, I was going to play with my buddy on Friday, and we got the club, so I can't play. And she looks at me. She's like, the Friday that I'm there. I'm like, yeah, Anaheim. She's like, you were going to go play golf when I was on the trip, and I'm like, it hits me. I'm like, no, yes. I mean, she likes my friend, so I'm like, I was just going to see him, maybe. No, I wasn't going to play. So maybe it works out better for me, Puck.
I'm going to get you one. I'm seeing a quote for only $44.
That's not bad at all.
Hold on, I'm on Shipsticks right now from 88? Seattle to Phoenix. Hold on, get off this stuff. To Phoenix. Okay,
Scottsdale, wherever.
Huh? Well, Seattle, Washington. Let's just say I don't know where. Just anywhere in Seattle. Mm-hmm. No, I don't want Phoenix Lake Golf Course. Where are you staying?
The Phoenician. I think it's in Scottsdale.
Yeah. Oh God, you guys are staying there?
Yeah.
That's a fabulous Phoenician Golf Club. I know where it's at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Choose bag size. Standard up to 42 pounds. Yeah, there we go.
Very standard guy.
All
my clothes, very
Look
standard.
At you.
Just medium, nothing special.
I'm going to get you a quick quote here. This is what we're doing here. Is a
sponsor, Puck.
Guys, is a filibuster because we don't want to talk about a 3-5 homestay.
Yeah. Right. Let's just
3-day express is $100 each way. Ground is $74.
So
one business day, which is the best value, and I like this. Okay, so you can ship it, whenever a few days, $200.
Next day, $200.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at. And I could
at $400.
Well, I could ship them ground home because
Yes, you can. That's it. So next day express $200, or you can do a second day express, which is I love it. Just call it 170. I hate when they $169.99. Just call it 170. Can we just do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can do that, and then do the ground, which is 4 business. You play around and then send it back.
Yeah. All right, that's an option.
Huh?
With your new sponsor, that's an option.
Yeah, and thank you to Shipsticks.
Yes.
Shipsticks.com has been with the Daily Puck Drop and Brad Adam, along with John Howie Steak. Shipsticks for the golfer in your life. And with Father's Day around the corner, your father would like to take a golf trip. somewhere nice, doesn't want to lug the golf clubs on the plane. You know who's there to save your father and save you and the family? Shipsticks and shipsticks.com.
How about that?
What are we doing here?
I mean, that was it. Clip that, send
Clip it,
done.
send it, done. $1 million. We retire. We play golf for the rest of our life. 3 and 5 homestand, Mr. Brad Adam.
We don't want to talk about it.
They have averaged 2.5 runs. I did some research.
Let's talk about the Mariners CF tournament. No.
2.5 runs they've averaged on this homestand.
Cal's team won the tournament. Shocker. Yeah.
Man, look at
I helped them a few holes, and then I felt bad that they won because everybody getting a foursome, but we were a fivesome for a while, and extra shots.
They allowed a fivesome.
Unlimited mulligans. And then, I get the sheet because I'm emceeing it, and I get the sheet puck, and I'm like, Cal Raleigh wins. I'm like, oh, man.
Well, of course he does.
But then, who's going to complain, right? Who's going to say anything? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Talking Mariners. 3 and 5. What you done research? I have not. What have you looked up?
I've done research. 3 and 5.
What have you looked up? I have nothing.
2.5 runs they've averaged.
On the whole trip? Or excuse me, homestand?
Yes.
That's impressive. They've won 3 games.
Here's the alarming 2 stats.
Oh, jeez.
Because they have reverted back to where they were on this homestand for the last few years. Striking out at a 24% clip. They are walking 5%.
Right. The walks are down.
Yeah.
Strikeouts up a little bit. 24 is not bad. It's just a little bit above league average, which I think is about 22. But you're right, up and the walks down and the home runs down.
Home runs down. They're not hitting any home runs.
Right. That's the problem. April, they were doing all those 3 things really well.
Yeah.
We knew they weren't going to sustain that pace, but they've got to be a little better than 2.5 runs per game.
And the guys on the homestand that are really, really struggling, Arozarena, 129, a 176 on base, 226.
With a walk-off hit. Yeah.
That's right, 226 slugging. Polanco, 087 across the board. Across the board.
Yep.
For him. The only guys that have been hitting on this homestand have been Cal and JP and Julio, and Williamson to a degree, actually. And Williamson, but
William,
but he's slugging 320.
Exactly.
But his average is up to 280.
No.
Hey, you know what? On the homestand, I'm just saying on the homestand, his average up to 280.
Yeah, which is true. Yeah, that's good.
I'm the president of the Ben Williamson fan club. I don't like any
kid, man.
I don't like any
he's a good kid.
Negative talk about him at all.
You can't have that. But what we're seeing is when Cal, doesn't homer and come through in the 9th inning to win a game, they're just not scoring. Somebody other than Cal has to do something. And you mentioned all those names, and nobody is on the homestand. This is
like home runs in general, though, doesn't it feel like? It's just if they don't hit home runs, they don't.
No. Yeah,
they're not going to win.
Right. Really good with homers, really bad when they don't homer. But it's a struggle, obviously, to score. And when you look at the positions, like there's just so many holes right now in the lineup. First, Rowdy homered the other day. Every once in a while he'll homer. Yeah. He and Solano.
You need to upgrade there.
You need to upgrade. Right.
That's why the guy that's playing for the Orioles would be a nice addition in Ryan O'Hearn.
Man, what a nice year he's having. Yeah. Lefty as well, right? But right field's been a struggle.
Yeah.
Second's a struggle. Third's a struggle. Left has been a struggle. So, DH with Polanco has been a struggle. When Cal doesn't DH, that's another position that's tough. So
that's a lot of holes, bud.
A lot of holes. So pitchers, can navigate who to pitch to, kind of what to kind of do. So it's just, it's no hitting with runners in scoring position. They're not hitting the fastball well, which, you've got to do that in the big leagues. And it's just, you hope it's one of those waves that's, April and then May, June, and you hope it comes back. We knew the offense was going to be a little up and down, but you just can't have these extremes.
What happened to this approach in the beginning of the seation? We were all praising the approach. Middle.
I think it's still there. I'm just not quite sure, why it's not produced. But again, it's just hopefully, a slump and everybody's slumping and you break out of it and, you start rolling again. But the good news is, the Astros and the Rangers keep losing as well. So
it is the saving grace of the division that it's just not great.
And you limp along and you keep it together till again, that deadline. And it's like, man, come on, right? Pitchers are coming back. Gilbert should be coming back.
Sure.
Everybody's back.
Should we be
or two?
I'll get to Gilbert in a second. I'll write that down.
Okay. I know what you're going to talk about.
I want to revisit Gilbert.
And I don't know is the answer.
Well, just the velocity.
The velocity, right.
It dipped yesterday in his start, and I wonder if that's a concern or not. I hope not.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
But again, that's a good question for today.
Maybe It was cold in Cheney.
Yeah, nice here, a little colder there. But obviously, him going last night lines up with Hancock. So you would think that, let's see, last night was what, Wednesday? So then Monday, it would be Gilbert Monday in Arizona. I mean, that's the way it lines up. Because they were pretty, hoping that he gets out of last night well and he gets right back into the rotation. So just 2 turns down in Tacoma. And then, let him back. Very similar to what Kirby did, probably 70, 75 pitches. His first start back and kind of build up here rather than in Tacoma. So that's what
Hancock's been great in his time.
He has. I mean,
really did a great job
last night. The 1 run. I mean, they've got a quick little trigger or quick hook with him a little bit. It didn't work out again with the bullpen. Didn't work out.
Why is it?
With the bullpen?
Why are they concerned with his hook? Why are they concerned with?
I don't know. I think it's just third time through type of thing, or I'm not, or if he has a walk or two that the inning they feel like maybe he's lost a little bit. So, and the pen's been really good, obviously, all season. Although it has been, susceptible a little bit this homestand. With Munoz blowing 2, Vargas blowing that one last night. But it's matchups, and it's that their plan that when a certain situation comes and say there's an out or two and a guy on, this guy's coming up, we'll bring in Spire to face a lefty, and Vargas to face a righty. Now we walked him on 4 pitches last night, so that wasn't ideal.
No, not right when you come in and you walk and you give Mayo immediately on 4 straight, and then you get Kjerstad down 0-2, and that's always the problem with anybody is you get down that guy 0-2, you got to finish him off, and you can't serve up a triple. It ends up scoring plating too.
Yeah, and that's the problem. And we saw that with Kirby too. He's having problems putting hitters away with 2 strikes. 2 strikes, 2 outs. He's been giving up some hits, giving up some runs. But I think that's kind of the progression for him. That was his 3rd start. That was his best start. He got up to 95 pitches. Yeah. So I think he's kind of pretty close to being back. And luckily the
and he's okay from that line drive.
Okay. What an amazing! He sits down. I think he was more just kind of mad about it because post game he sits down and he's like, "I'm fine, thumb's good, I'm good." Didn't even hurt. And I'm like, dude, come on.
It's okay to admit that
it's 103 off the face.
Yeah,
it hurt. It hurt me.
Yeah, it hurt everybody. It hurt everybody. Do we see Colin Snyder's on the IL?
Yes. Same thing as Logan Gilbert injury, that strained flexor tendon.
Okay.
And ligament is back, and he's in the game.
Is that a legit injury, or is that maybe you need to take a breather?
Yeah, I don't know. They're gonna run more tests on that, I think.
I love Leguimina.
Yeah, he's
I like
okay.
him. I like what he does.
Yeah.
It's good.
Shout out Gonzaga. So so good for him.
Brian will get the start date. If they, it's already a disaster of a series against the Orioles. But if they get swept, then it's just, a real dumpster fire.
Don't say.
So hopefully Brian Wu can snap out of it.
And he's the guy. And hey, Puck.
Yeah,
I got to golf a few holes with him at the tournament.
Brian
on
Wu.
Monday. Very impressive.
Did you film another episode of Fairways and Fastballs?
I did. I'm going to get 2 out of it, my friend. I'm going to get 2 shows. One kind of everybody. And then I followed and I'm going to do a show on Cal. And he's playing with Miles Masterboni, lefty, who also hits it well. But got Wu for a few holes, and you are going to be impressed.
Really? Yeah, I bet he does.
Yeah.
He's got that nice rhythmic pitching motion that I bet now it carries over to the golf swing, doesn't it?
Yes. Now, are you familiar with Broadmoor? Okay.
It's been a long time since I played it.
8. And I wanted to get to 8 to be sure, because these guys, it was like they're playing about a 300, 310 par 4. Like everybody just tries to drive it. Just scramble. So Cal was a little bit short, but hit it obviously very well. He plays right-handed, by the way. So guys, and Wu gets up there, and just like you can imagine, just really nice and whipped,
nice and
smooth,
easy,
and the ball just takes off. And he's pin high, drives to green, and I'm like, Jesus, how nice would that be, right?
Phenomenal.
Just an easy 2-putt bird, So he was fun. We got, Val on there. Olerud was there with a lot of fun. Dan Wilson and the coaches. It was a good turnout.
Wear the helmet?
He does not wear the helmet. No. And talk about a smooth swinging lefty. Just like you would imagine, the ball jumps for him.
How was Olerud with all the trees on the fairways? Was he okay with all that, or was that an issue? Did he? That's an inside joke that no one gets. Look it up.
He's like, hey, can we take those down?
Hey guys, I'm on the 5th hole here.
And I like a better view.
I like a better view of the water. Can we take out about 10 of those trees? Yeah. Are you a member? No, just take them out. Sorry.
That's fantastic.
Sorry.
That made my morning. Thank you.
What I was going to ask?
Fun day.
Hey, what can I applaud? Can I applaud the Mariners for something here?
Oh, yeah.
Their marketing team. Is it still led by Martinez, or is it somebody else? I mean, Kevin's like a president now.
Right. So maybe he has a little say. I'm not sure how the structure now all works. But yeah, they've changed a little bit.
They have done a phenomenal troll job.
Yep. Give it to me.
June 3rd against June 13th against the Guardians.
Fireworks night.
Yeah. Kangaroo Court. It's Aussie night. Aussie night at the ballpark.
Celebrating Aussie
celebrating
Ryan
Aussies and celebrating Ryan Roland Smith and Aussie night. And you get a Kangaroo Court t-shirt.
That's awesome. It's like King's Court, but even better.
I mean, is the guy at KJ-Arent going to throw out the first pitch? Or, because, I mean, if you really want to go all in, have him throw out the first pitch. Invite him.
Have Ryan catch it?
Yes. I mean, if you want to have fun with it and have a sense of humor, I would do that. I'd have him throw out the first pitch.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun
incredible.
On June 13th.
Just a fucking Aussie night. Is it Aussie or Aussie? It's Aussie, right? We pronounce it like
right. I go Aussie, but we're American, so maybe we're pronouncing it wrong.
I don't know. I just love themed celebrating Ryan Roland Smith. Come on, Smith. Do you need all this attention?
No, he doesn't.
What's wrong with you?
No. He had a good chuckle about that as well.
Oh, I like the T-shirt. I want to get that. The Kangaroo Court T-shirt. Pretty sweet.
We could try to. I'll have Ryan sign one for you.
Yeah, sign one for me. That'd be great. And just say, "You're the best, Mark."
You're right. They need to just take it that next step. Yeah. We're there. Let's just take it that next step.
Speaking of the former radio station, you stepped out on me, didn't you? Yeah. How did it feel? Did you feel a little dirty going on there? Did you feel dirty?
I wanted to call him Puck.
You should have.
I should have.
But I love Bucky and I love Ashley.
Yes. That's why I would do it for them.
Yeah.
Yep. Otherwise,
felt dirty though. You felt a little.
Yeah. I'm going to shower later, so I'll be all right.
I'm sure you will. All right. Well, can they get it turned around? Is there hope on the way?
There is. I mean,
are we? When do we get concerned? It's not even been a week for Cole Young, but
you give him through, All-Star break and kind of maybe assess.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not getting much better, you got to look at getting some help at second.
Yeah, it's been a rough start.
Yeah, which is understandable and it's fine. But they're going to have to take, a good look and figure out what they're going to need bat-wise.
Yep.
And we still need a bullpen arm, I think. We talked a lot about that, but just get a bat to help these guys, Like this window, it's here. With the pitching and everything, and the West being terrible, it's here.
Yeah.
As long as they don't fall completely off the cliff here, which I don't think they will, just because I think they'll turn things around a little bit, and I just don't think the West, anybody's going to run away with it. So just kind of tread water, survive, and figure out what you need at that deadline, and then just go all in for the second half.
Yay or nay? Last thing, yay or nay on Harry Ford?
That's a great question.
Well, that's why I'm here, Brad.
And I think you've got to try it and see what he can do. Can he catch at the big league level? Can he hit? Can he play that role? Can he DH 2 days a week and catch 2 days a week? Can Garver move to first? Can he become the backup catcher? I think you might need to explore some options like that and see what.
Oh, that's interesting. I never thought about that. You bring him up, you Garver, and then who do you DFA? Solano? Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And so maybe, or
has Garver ever played first?
A few games in Minnesota.
Yeah.
But he's a catcher. Oh, you just catch.
Yeah, that's true. It's easy. It's easy to play first base.
But I think you need to try Ford and give him a chance. You can't bring him up and play once a week. There's no one can do that.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
But Cal's not going anywhere, obviously, for the next 6. So it's an interesting. I tried him in left, it didn't work, so he's going to be a catcher. So maybe he can be. Get him enough playing time where it makes sense to bring him up, and maybe they do. Maybe they try that. I don't know. Yeah, okay. But that's going to be an interesting one for sure.
All right, Here he is, Brad Adam. All right, ready to get leave for the family trip there.
With no family.
With no family. He's all brought to you by John Howie Steak, Classic Steakhouse, best selection of hand-cut steaks, USDA prime, the Japanese A5 Wagyu. Also, A5. Whiskey by John Howie. At Whiskey, they got a lot of whiskey. Also a chef-driven menu with fun, elevated bar food, signature items from John Howie Steak, shareable plates, unique creations, perfect for pairing with cocktails and rare pours. Enjoy Anaheim, enjoy Arizona. Try to get those golf clubs down there, and we'll talk next week. And have fun with the wife.
I'll do that. Thank you. Should be good. And with no kids, that'll help. But we're good. Thank you.
There he is, Brad Adam, his weekly chat with us every Thursday as we catch up with Brad early in the morning. He's got duties now because he's headed over to the ballpark because the M's and Orioles will wrap up their 3-game series, which has, again, just been a disaster of a series and a disaster of a homestand. And hopefully they can get it figured out and turned around, but it's just not looking good. Guys that were producing earlier in the season certainly are not producing now. And it will be curious, as we discussed there at the end, what will they ultimately do here with Harry Ford? Do they bring him up? They've already done it with Ben Williamson. They've done it with Cole Young. Now do they do it once again there with Harry Ford to maybe, hopefully, spark the offense a little bit? You weren't going to get that with Williamson anyways when they brought him up. That was just more of a necessity defensively because of Polanco. But then, Young was brought up to stabilize the offense a little bit. And this all goes back to, again, if they can't right the ship, and we'll wait till the end of the season because there's so much more baseball to be played, is not doing enough, obviously, in the offseason. Right. All right, here we go. Hey, what the puck, as we wrap it up. Brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle, your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, mold damage with their property restoration services, locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when these damages affect your residential or commercial property. 206-817-8917. Visit them online, restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. All right, here we go. I'm wearing all Sonics gear. You can see it, right? We got the Downtown Freddie Brown t-shirt, old school Sonics hat. It starts tonight, game 1 of the NBA Finals. Root for the home team. Root as hard as you can for the Indiana Pacers to knock off the Dust Bowlers. If you're in Ballard, I'm going to pop on by probably early. You'll want to say hi. Mike's Chili Parlor, Ballard's original sports bar. They've got the OKC Hate Night. Go Pacers. Sonics gear encouraged. Stop by if you're in the neighborhood and want to grab a cold one. The finals gets underway tonight. And again, listen, it's going to be root as hard as you can for the Pacers and the Fighting Mike Gastineaus. Understand, prepare yourself to be miserable, Sonic fans and Seattle sports fans, because what's about to most likely happen is that Oklahoma City is going to roll through these guys because they are the deeper, they are the better, and they are a younger, hungrier team. I hope Indiana pulls off a miracle and does it. It would be one of the greatest upsets in NBA Finals history. But this Oklahoma City team is just unbelievably talented. I hope ESPN and ABC do the right thing. They generally don't when it comes to this. They pretend like it's a shared history. It is not a shared history. I hope that when they do win, if they do win the championship, we don't reference it. That's the first one since 1979, because it's not. And you know what? The people there, they don't think that. So you don't have to say it. And if someone's a finals MVP, it's not the first one since Dennis Johnson, just none of it. But it's going to be, the knife has been twisting in our gut for years since this team was stolen from us. And really the last twist of the knife before they return is going to be this team raising the Larry O'Brien trophy. And it's going to suck, and it's going to be painful when it does. If it does come to reality, it's going to be just another punch to the gut, another knife twisting in the gut. And before we get the NBA back. I know a lot of people are going to watch tonight or watch this series and don't care and all that. I am going to channel my energy, my focus to a team and to a state that is kind of the birth of basketball. When you think of basketball, you think of Indiana basketball, Jimmy Chitwood, all of it. Hoosiers, come on, Indiana. Come on, Halliburton. Just get it done. Pull off the shocker of shockers. Put the hex on them as much as we can put the hex on them, so we never have to see that organization raise trophy. Indiana Pacers, you're our last hope. You are our last hope. Get it done. That's Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. If you have any issues with your commercial residential property, they're the best in the business. Give them a call, 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. Thank you for everyone watching and listening today. Thank you to all our sponsors, Limbeck Lumber, John Howie Steak, Zogs on Fox Island, Hartley and Hartley Insurance, Georgetown Brewery, and, of course, Restoration One. Daily Puck Drop, find it up on YouTube. When you're there, please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment, like it, everything. Also, the Daily Puck Drop is available on all your favorite podcast platforms and, of course, up at pucksports.com. When you're there at pucksports.com, sign up to be a member of the Pucks Posse. $5 a month is all it costs you to support all the free content that we do daily, plus additional bonus shows that we provide. MLB Insider Show with Ryan Divish that comes out on Wednesdays. You get that full show. The Sports Pit out this week with Steve Sandmeyer, Matt Stretch Johnson. What exactly is a golden shower? That features Mitch Levy. It's a great long one, 90 minutes. And then, of course, Mitchie the Kid, his weekly appearance that is during the live show, but when the live show is over, it's taken out. So if you're watching this right now and you're wondering, where is Mitch? Mitch is part of the Pucks Posse membership. So if you want to watch and listen to it, sign up at pucksports.com. And, of course, now we produce the Garage with Gas Take 5 podcast. With new episodes come out every Monday, YouTube and all podcast platforms. All right? And, of course, you can find everything at pucksports.com. Appreciate the support, as always. A fabulous Thursday in the books. We'll see you for a fabulous Friday. Chris Egan's here. Jim Moore's back. Another edition of The Scout. What does he think about? I asked him, The Scout, to do a deep dive into Harry Ford. So we'll have that for you tomorrow on Friday's program. Go Pacers. As always, promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for?
We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!